Good morning, children. This is Jayalakshmi, APR School, Bhopali, TGT Science CRP. So today we are going to discuss 7th chapter from 6th class. So observe the pictures. So what are the students doing in the picture? What is the merchant doing? What about the flower seller doing? How the flower seller measure the how the flower seller given that garland or flowers doing? So they are giving in a unit of that. So the children are measuring that table in the picture, first picture. So today we are going to discuss the chapter Let Us Measure. Let us measure. So in this lesson, in so many times we observed in so many situations, so measuring the lengths. So sometimes we use instruments and sometimes we use our hand or our foot, our palms, etc. Often we use different type of conventional methods of measure to measure some certain lengths. So that are cubic. One is cubic, another one is strides. So cubic used for the length of a string of flowers. So when we are going to buy some flowers or garlands, so we measure the seller measured and given us as the cubic units only. And if we want to measure the breadth and length of the playground, we use the strides of the measures. So are these cubic and strides correct measurements or not? No, they are not correct measurement units. They are not correct measuring units. So what are the correct measuring of the units?
Ready.
By using these conventional methods to measure often leads to quarrels between the people. Why? Because there is so many differences between one people to another people. So these cubics or strides are different between one person to another person. So that's why in the trade and commerce there is so much of difference find out, and they leads to the quarrels between the people. So that's why there is a need of one standard units. So that's why they find out one standard measuring units. So let us learn about the standing units. So there is a story between discover the scale or standard units. Okay. Distance between the nose of the thing and tip of the middle finger. So this is called This yard divided into foot. It is also divided into inches. So to solve this problem, so many sensible people gathered and they decided to have a scale which is fixed for measuring the length. So that's why they take a permanent standard unit. So in the places they find out the distance between the nose of the king and the tip of the middle finger of the king. So that's why, so it is called, the distance between this is called 1 yard. Okay, so the distance between the nose of the king and tip of the middle finger of the king, it is called 1 yard. So later yards divided into foot, and later the foots are divided into inches. So this is the standard unit they find out. But it's also reason for quarreling, inculcating the quarreling between the people. Why? Because the units are different from one place to another place, or one country to another country. So that's why again the problem is arising. So that's why they decided to find out a permanent solution for this. So in the country of France, in the country of France, they decided a certain length of rod. So find out, and they made the length of the rod, so which is made from platinum and iridium. So they formed a rod and they named that it is a scale, meter scale. So that's why in this way the scale of meter or meter scale find out or discovered. Okay, the meter scale now divided into 100 equal parts that are called centimeters. So meter scale, 1 meter divided into 100 equal parts. So if this 100 equal parts or individual parts are called as centimeters. Each centimeter divided further, each centimeter divided into millimeters. So 1 centimeter divided into 10 millimeters. So the centimeter is the biggest measuring unit, and the centimeter, the millimeter is the smallest measuring unit. So 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeters. So here the 1 meter equal to 100 centimeters and 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeters. So that's why 1 meter equal to how many millimeters? 1000 millimeters. So here meter is the biggest measurement and millimeter is the smallest measurement. Okay? So this story explains of need of standard measurement units. The meter scale is internationally accepted, and it is used all over the world for measuring the length. So 1 meter is standard unit of length. So what is the standard unit of length? 1 meter. So 1 meter is the standard unit of measuring. So 1 meter is the standard unit of measuring. So for the length, so we use meter as a unit of length, and subsequently centimeters and millimeters as smallest units of length, smaller units of length. So this is about meter and centimeters and millimeters. Okay, so can we measure by using this meter scale or meter or centimeter, millimeter? By using of this, can we measure the thickness of a paper or an eraser? No. Or yes, we can measure this by using smaller units, but you can't measure the units because of the highest measure, that is meter. By using this meter, we can't measure the thickness of a eraser or the thickness of a paper. Okay, so that's why we need different methods, and also we can need for measuring the lengths of long distances. So the meter is not sufficient, or it is very difficulty to measure the length of the long distances by using meter scale. So that's why we need another big units that are kilometers. So meter is not convenient for measuring long distance. So suppose from our school to your village, it is very long distance. So can we measure that by using a tape or meter scale? No, we can't measure by using meter scale or scale. So then we used another. Then we required another scale of measuring lengths. So that's why there is a biggest unit for measuring the length, that is kilometers. That is kilometer. Kilometer is 1000 times per the meter. Kilometer is 1000 times longer than a meter. So that's why 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meters. The 1000 meters. So 1 kilometer is identified as 1 km. 1 km equal to 100,000 meters. So kilometers are notified as km. Okay. So it is the longest unit or biggest unit to measure long distances. Okay. Measure length accurately with a meter scale. How to measure? How to measure length with the help of meter scale accurately. Accurately with the help of a meter scale. So can we measure the actual length accurately with the help of a meter scale? Yes, but there is some precautions. Before going to that precautions, we arrange that object which we want to measure and take some precautions. See, in our routine life, we use the wooden or plastic scales to measure lengths. So it is marked in centimeters or millimeters. As usually we use that scales in our class. You used that scales, so that are just observe that. So in that you find out the centimeters or millimeters are graded. Okay. So to measure the length of a table or a book, so in that we used this with the help of this scale. We are asked to measure the length of the book. So we take a meter scale. First of all, we take a meter scale. So the zero mark on the scale took to coincide, which is coincide with the one end of the textbook. So here 0 mark, and it is coincide with the one end of the textbook, and also make the other end to coincide with the textbook. So and mark that reading. Okay. So since the meter scale has some thickness, so that's why we may make an error if the eye is not correctly pointed. Okay, it is in the right position, then only we can get that accurate measurement in this length of the textbook or breadth of the textbook. So if the eye is not correct positioned, the correct position of that eye or incorrect position of the eye leads to inaccurate measurement of that book. So that's why we must coincide that scale and the textbook in correct position. So this is it is vertically above the end where the reading is to be taken. So, is the measurement not correct? If the eye position is not correct, so yes. So, if the eye position is not correct, so then immediately the result of that length of the textbook also not correct. Okay. So, here some precautions while using the meter scale. While using a meter scale. Precautions while using a meter scale. While using a meter scale to measuring the length of any object or anything, so we must take care about precautions. So the precautions here some are there. So we must follow these precautions. So the first one is a scale should be placed. A scale should be placed. The scale should be placed exactly along the length of length of the object or along the length to be measured. Length to be measured. So, first one is a scale should be placed exactly along the length to be measured. Precautions for using a meter scale. When we using a meter scale for measuring the objects, so we must follow these precautions. So the first one is a scale should be placed exactly along the length to be measured. So when we want to measure anything, the scale must be exactly along the length of the article. Okay? And the second one is 0 point on the scale means this point. Okay? So the starting end of the scale. So the 0 point on the scale should be coincide with the starting point of the length to be measured. So it must be coincide which object we measured. And our third one, our eye must be vertically above the point of coincidence of the scale when the measurement is to be taken. And fourth one, ensure that the ends of the scale are not worn out. So the fifth one is measure the length of an object more than 2 times and then take the average of these measurements for accuracy. So these are the precautions we must take while following or while measuring an object or while measuring the length of any object. Measure a small thickness. Can you accurately measure the thickness of the cover page of your textbook or a coin using the scale? Yes. If we want to measure the thickness of a page of notebook or coin, it is not possible to directly use a scale. So let us look at the method to measure the thickness of a coin. For this, we take equal size of the coins like 1 rupee coin. So we take here 20 number of 1 rupee coins to measure it. So we arrange this like this type and we use the scale by measuring. So we measure the total thickness of the coins with the help of this scale. So how much it is? 3.5 centimeters. Yes. So now we divide this total thickness of these coins by the number of these coins. So here we divided this by dividing this total coins by this number of coins. Okay. So measuring thickness of a coin. So in that experiment we find out the way of thickness of coins. So in that we take 20 coins, 20 number of coins, 20, and the total thickness in this experiment we got, that is 3.5 centimeters total thickness. Total thickness. Of the coins. 3.5 centimeters. So now we can, if we can get the thickness of one coin, So if we want to get in the thickness of one coin, we will divide the total thickness of the coins by the number of coins. So that's why 3.5 centimeters by 20 equal to, calculate that. Thickness of one coin is equal to 3.5 centimeters by 20. Number, this is the number, the total thickness. Okay. So total thickness of the coins by number of coins. So that's why we got that 1.30 something. So this way we are getting the thickness of one coin. Okay. So a curved path. So here we conducting an experiment with a thread and some alpies. So first of all we fix the pins at the end of the curved line. First we draw the curved line, then we fix the pins at the end of the curved line. So here and here. So and be measured as here. So now tie a knot with a cotton thread at the first point A of the pin here, and move the cotton thread along the points B, C, D till reaches the end point of E of the curved line. So we must, when moving this, we take care about this thread, and it is neither too tight or too loose. So and that the thread coincides with the curve at each point while moving along the path. Okay, and the thread reaches the extreme ends of the curved path. We cut it at the end point and remove this thread from A and place it straight along the length of the meter scale here. So 25 centimeters. 25 centimeters. So here the straight line measures 25 centimeters. So the length of the thread is the measure of the length of the curved path. Okay. So this way we measure the length of the curved path. Measurement of area. here, what is area? Area is the measure of the extent of plane surface occupied by an object. So this is called as area. Okay. So what is the standard unit to measure area? You may notice the small parts in each diagram have equal length and breadth in this figure. So 1 centimeter each length and 1 centimeter each breadth. So area of each part is equal to 1 square centimeter, and it is written as square centimeter. Same number of squares of area 1 square centimeter each. Both the figures have a total area of 16 square centimeters each. So thus these figures have different shapes but equal areas. So it is different shape and it is also in different shape. So it is in the shape of square and it is in the shape of rectangle. But they are different in their shape, but they are equal square area of dust containing. So that is 16 square centimeters. Square centimeter is a standard unit to measure the area of a surface. So we use square meter, square millimeter, square foot, etc. also to measure the area according to need and requirement of the situations. So in this experiment, we got the total area of the two different shapes of sheets that are each are equal, that is 16 square centimeters. So square centimeter is the standard unit to the length and square meter is the measure of the area of the surface. So we use square meter, square millimeter, square feet, square foot, so etc. to measure the areas according to need and the requirement of the situations. So units of measurement. Units of measurement. Units of measurement. So here, unit of length and symbol. First we will note that units of length and its symbol. So length. So which measurements we use it for measuring the length? So first one is meter. Meter. The symbol is m. Meter. The symbol m is indicated as meter. And centimeters. Second one is centimeter. So the symbol is cm. So this symbol indicates centimeter. And third one, millimeter. So it indicates like this. So this small amount indicates millimeter. And the fourth one is foot. Foot, it indicates like this. So these are the units of length and their symbols. So what is the symbols? Meter indicates m, small m, and centimeters indicates small cm, and millimeters indicates mm, and foot indicates as symbol fk. So these are the symbols and these are the units of length. So let us learn about the units of area. Units of area. Units of area and its symbols. Symbols. So first one is square meter. Square meter. It indicates as square meter, like this it indicates. It is the symbol of square meter which indicates area, units of area. And square centimeters. So square centimeter, it indicates as square centimeter. See, centimeter, square centimeter. Okay. So third one is square millimeter. Square millimeter. So it indicates square millimeter. So this is the symbol of square millimeter. And last one, square feet. Square feet. So it indicates like this. So these are the square units of area. Okay, square meter. So it indicates like this, and square centimeter, square millimeter, square feet. So length here, length also indicates as meters, centimeters, millimeters, and feet. So these are the measuring units of measurement. Measuring the area of a regular surface. For conducting this, we have an activity. So that is, in that we used a cardboard sheet. So first of all, we take a cardboard sheet in a shape of a rectangle having length 12 centimeters and breadth 6 centimeters. So let us measure its area by using a scale. So it is in the length of 12 centimeters and also its breadth is 6 centimeters. That the convenient unit to measure the area of a given cardboard would be square centimeters. So now we take a centimeter graph paper. This is a graph sheet, I think. Each small square on this graph paper has a side equal to 1 centimeter. So this is 1 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter. So from here, this is 1 centimeter. From here to this, from this till this. So it is also 1 centimeter. So the area of each small square on this graph paper is 1 square centimeter. So now we place the cardboard on the centimeter graph paper. Okay, like this. We kept this cardboard sheet. This is not a cardboard, but we use a thick sheet. Okay, so here we put this like so, and we draw this outside of this paper. So as receiving its shape like I darken with this scale and using a sketch. I draw it so in this cardboard's outline. So now I remove this cardboard from this and mark the shape as PQRS. So here P, here Q, I marked this, S. So now we count the number of squares inside this box. Only we count the number of inside this box only. So how many squares in this? So the number of squares is 72. Why? Because the length of this is 12 centimeters and the breadth of this is 6 centimeters. So that's why its area of inside of this PQRS is 72 square centimeters. So area is 72 square centimeters. So now we consider that's area of PQRS. So area of PQRS, area of PQRS equal to total area of unit square squares inside the PQRS. So what are the total area of unit squares inside the PQRS? There are 72 units and each one containing 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter breadth. So that is square units. So into area of 1 square unit plus 1 unit square. 1 unit square. 1 unit square. So equal to 72 square units. That means 72 square centimeter. So this is the area of PQRS. Okay. So in this case, the cardboard which is used in the activity has a regular shape. So that is rectangle. It is the shape of rectangle. So which is shown in the graph book.